Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're exploring the top 10 most expensive countries to live in, where the cost of daily life can leave your wallet feeling a lot lighter. From sky-high rent to costly groceries and luxury taxes, we'll cover the details of what makes these places so expensive to live in. We'll also break down the specific prices you'll face in these countries. Let's dive right into it. Iceland starts off our list at number 10. Known for its stunning landscapes and geothermal wonders, Iceland is also one of the priciest countries to live in. The capital, Reykjavik, is where you'll feel the cost the most. Housing is the biggest expense. Renting a one-bedroom apartment in the city center will cost you around $1,800 to $2,000 per month. Buying a property is even more jaw-dropping, with an average price of $6,000 per square meter. When it comes to groceries, prepare to pay a premium due to the isolation of the island. A liter of milk costs about $2, and a dozen eggs will run you close to $7. Fresh produce is especially costly, with imported items like apples priced around $4 per kilogram. Dining out is even pricier, with a basic meal for two at a mid-range restaurant easily costing $90 to $100. At number 9 is Australia. The land down under offers a high quality of life, but it's not cheap. Sydney and Melbourne are particularly expensive. Renting a one-bedroom apartment in central Sydney costs anywhere from $2,500 to $3,500 per month, while purchasing a property in the city centre averages around $10,000 per square meter. Aside from housing, everyday costs can add up. Groceries are noticeably expensive, with a loaf of bread costing around $3.50 and a liter of milk going for about $1.50. Eating out is also costly, with a dinner for two at a nice restaurant easily costing $80 to $120. Transportation in Australia is another expense to consider. If you own a car, expect to pay high fuel prices, with gasoline averaging around $1.50 per liter. Singapore comes in at number 8. Despite its small size, Singapore packs a punch when it comes to the cost of living. Housing is the biggest factor here, with the price of a one-bedroom apartment in the city center averaging around $3,000 per month. Buying property in Singapore, you're looking at a staggering $20,000 per square meter in the city center. Transportation costs are also high, particularly if you want to own a car. The government imposes heavy taxes on vehicle ownership, with the Certificate of Entitlement (COE) alone costing around $50,000 on top of the car's price. Public transport is more affordable, but it can still add up. A monthly public transport pass will cost around $100. Groceries, especially imported items, can also be expensive. A liter of milk costs about $2.80. And a dozen eggs go for around $3.50. Dining out at a mid-range restaurant will cost you approximately $60 for two people. Despite the cost, Singapore's high safety, excellent healthcare, and well-organized infrastructure make it a highly desirable place to live. Norway ranks number 7. Famous for its fjords, but also for its high prices. Living in cities like Oslo or Bergen is especially expensive. Renting a one-bedroom apartment in Oslo's city center will set you back about $1,800 to $2,200 per month, while property prices hover around $8,000 per square meter. Food is another major expense. Norway's strict agricultural policies and high import taxes make groceries quite expensive. A kilogram of chicken breasts costs around $10, and a liter of milk is about $260. Dining out isn't cheap either, with a meal for two at a mid-range restaurant costing around $100. Transportation is also expensive, whether you're using public transport or driving. A monthly pass costs about $90. while gasoline averages around $2.30 per liter. Despite the high costs, Norway offers free healthcare, high wages, and a strong welfare system, making it easier for locals to manage. Luxembourg, one of Europe's smallest yet wealthiest countries, lands at number 6. The cost of housing is the biggest factor here. Renting a one-bedroom apartment in Luxembourg City will set you back around $2,000 per month, while the price to buy property is about $12,000 per square meter in the city center. Groceries and dining out are also expensive. A liter of milk costs about $1.80, and a loaf of bread goes for $2.50. A dinner for two at a mid-range restaurant can easily cost $80 to $100. Luxembourg's small size means transportation costs are manageable, with a monthly public transportation pass costing around $25, one of the more affordable aspects of life here. Luxembourg also boasts some of the highest salaries in the world, which helps offset the cost of living for residents. Japan takes the number 5 spot, and it's particularly Tokyo that drives up the cost of living. In Tokyo, renting a one-bedroom apartment in the city center costs about $1,500 to $2,500 per month, while property prices hover around $10,000 per square meter. Groceries in Japan are expensive as well. A kilogram of apples costs around $8, and a liter of milk is priced at $2.20. Dining out can vary in cost, but in a mid-range restaurant, a meal for two typically runs $70 to $90. Transportation is another significant expense. While public transportation is efficient, it is not cheap. A monthly commuter pass costs around $150. Despite the high costs, Japan offers a clean, safe, and well-organized society with top-tier healthcare and education systems. Denmark, particularly Copenhagen, ranks as the 4th most expensive country. The housing market is a significant driver of this, with a one-bedroom apartment in the center of Copenhagen costing around $2,000 to $2,500 per month. Buying property in the city center averages $8,000 per square meter. Groceries are also expensive, with a liter of milk costing about $1.70 and a kilogram of potatoes around $2. Dining out for two at a mid-range restaurant will set you back around $90 to $120. Transportation is expensive as well, with a monthly public transport pass costing around $70. Cars are heavily taxed, making ownership expensive. Despite the high costs, Denmark offers free healthcare, excellent public services, and a very high quality of life. Ireland comes in at number 3, driven by the high cost of living in Dublin. Housing is particularly expensive, with a one-bedroom apartment in the city center costing around $2,500 per month. Property prices are equally high, averaging around $8,000 per square meter in central Dublin. Food prices are also above the European average. A liter of milk costs about $1.50, and a loaf of bread is around $2. Dining out is similarly costly, with a meal for two at a mid-range restaurant priced at $90 to $110. Public transport is relatively affordable, with a monthly pass costing around $150, but car ownership is expensive due to high insurance and fuel costs. Switzerland is known for its luxurious lifestyle and breathtaking landscapes, but it's also the second most expensive country to live in. In Zurich or Geneva, renting a one-bedroom apartment in the city center can easily cost $2,500 to $3,000 per month. Buying property in these cities is astronomical, with prices averaging around $14,000 per square meter. Groceries are also expensive in Switzerland. A kilogram of chicken costs around $17, and a liter of milk is about $1.70. Dining out is very costly. Expect to spend $120 to $150 for a meal for two at a mid-range restaurant. Transportation costs are high as well, with a monthly public transport pass costing around $100 and gasoline priced at about $2 per liter. Despite the high costs, Switzerland is famous for its high wages, world-class healthcare, and stunning scenery, making it a desirable. And finally, topping the list as the most expensive place to live is Bermuda. This island paradise comes with a hefty price tag. Renting a one-bedroom apartment in the capital, Hamilton, will cost you anywhere from $3,500 to $4,500 per month. If you're looking to buy, property prices can reach a staggering $25,000 per square meter. Since almost everything is imported, groceries in Bermuda are extremely expensive. A gallon of milk costs around $12, and a dozen eggs can be as much as $8. Dining out? Be prepared to spend $150 to $200 for a meal for two at a mid-range restaurant. Transportation costs are less of a burden because of Bermuda's small size, but owning a car is still costly due to high import taxes and registration fees. Despite the prices, Bermuda offers an idyllic lifestyle with crystal-clear beaches and low crime rates, making it a sought-after location for those who can afford it. And that wraps up our list of the top 10 most expensive countries to live in. From the icy landscapes of Iceland to the tropical paradise of Bermuda, these countries offer fantastic living experiences, if you can handle the price tag. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell to be updated with all our next videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.